It's Bamdur's Box. Low quality reviews, high quality products just for you. Alright.
You're gonna have to pull up the socks for this one. It's not every day you get an opportunity like this, so let's make sure that we look the part. Whoa, you think you agree? All right. Oh, didn't see you there. Well, that's my bad, isn't it? Well, gosh, it's been a while, hasn't it? It sure has. Well, to all the audience members out there, you know, we've been on this journey together. I want to thank you for being there for me, being there in the comment section for me, you know, really giving me your support over the last few years. And I want to welcome you to Bamdur's Box, episode 1. You know what it is here. High quality products, low quality unboxing. That's the name of the game. We have a few guests with us today. We have the Krabby wallet here and attached key for unboxing utility service. Martin Baskin cremation unit. You know, maybe if there's enough demand, we can do a separate review on this one. Just a little bit of fuel, make sure we can get through this together. As it's always been the case, it's a one take, you know, scenario here. You know, we're not doing multiple takes. We do it raw. You know, the audience is looking for it raw. We simply just do it raw here. We're simply just built different. And speaking of things built different, what do we have today? I don't know what the camera angle looks like here, but what I do know is we're dealing with the Dell XPS 17. The Dell XPS 17. Let's go ahead and make sure that we get this captured here. You know, this is a highly coveted product. Let's be frank here. Make sure this camera is understanding what's going on here. This is a highly coveted product. Simply put, this has been on the radar of many people simply because it is a highly coveted product of that nature. We've been in coordination with multiple key business stakeholders to identify the market segments this year that are hot topic, hot button items, if you will, and you certainly will, because when you're dealing with a product like this, it's something we want to give special attention to, a special review for a special product like this. You know, given the market curve, it's more of an S demand, given the supply chain, you know, experimental COVID factors that are in play this quarter. It's more of a fiscal issue in the fiscal quarter domain. You know, we pulled in different SMEs, mostly Michael and, you know, Barley, and they've given us their insights and their opinions, you know, based on years of market domain understanding. And it's something the business and the team feels really confident about. So not to ramble on, but let's get into it. Let's start with the packaging. You know, the product here has arrived in, I'd maybe call it lackluster fashion. Maybe let's go ahead and give it the close-up it deserves here. You know, we're doing one take, obviously. So we see a little bit of damage in the bottom right quadrant here, UN3481. That's the name of the game. Everybody knows that well. Not something we can really complain about, but something we should probably. The right side, we're seeing a little bit more interior damage here. Obviously, you have a little bit of specification chart going on here. And then the front's not looking too shabby. So let's go ahead and reaffirm our position. Let's go ahead and set up basis with the key stakeholders in the position here. Let's go ahead and get right back to it, obviously. So maybe one thing we're going to start with, of course, we need to do is the packing list enclosed. Let's go ahead and read off specifications. You know, unboxing is something we're all very passionate about. And so I want to thank you guys for sharing that passion with me. Let's go ahead and get the itinerary out here. Maybe a little bit of a specification for you guys. Obviously, we're not going to spend too much time on this itinerary. Dell packing slip. Let's go ahead and get close for this one, guys. All right. Enclosed, we have fixed hardware configuration. Okay. That's simply all we ordered was the fixed hardware coordination. So I think we're good here. I don't think there's much else to say on that topic. Let's go ahead and let's get into it, shall we? God, I'm so excited. You know what I mean? Got a nice carry handle. Maybe a little lateral flexion. Front raise. Might be a better usage for this device. Let's go ahead and bring out, Martin, I think, right? That's his name. Go ahead and start with a lateral slice here on the domain plane. You know, it's kind of the best place to start usually. This is simply an area where we typically need to start the process. Go ahead and remove some of this tape. Enclosing packaging. You see we're dealing with a little bit of suspicion on the right hemisphere. I don't want to break the boxing, of course. Seems to be a little bit of give here, a little bit of give and take, maybe. You know, you're going to assume it's going to open from the top. Hopefully we don't spend the most of this review unboxing. All right, there we go. Open, sufficient cardboard, of course. Inside, a nice box here. Okay. That's something we look forward to, something we really enjoy. You know, let's be clear, of course. You're going to order a Dell XPS laptop, $3,000, top of the line model. You need to include the snack. You don't want to get hungry during unboxing. Silica gel, very nutritious. Let's go ahead and say that for later. I might need that. Take a little bite. And so far, what do I think? You know, the boxing, it's not too bad. You know, it reminds me of a Norwegian funeral. You know, those guys are built kind of small, you know, 5'1", and this is kind of the standard casket you're going to be getting in that situation. So it's got a very nostalgic feel to it. So I'm definitely impressed so far. I would definitely say that. Very, satisfying wrapping system in here. Very paradigm oriented. Go ahead and put some of these scraps away. Okay. Yeah. We got a Dell box here. Go ahead and open this up. Look at that. XPS. Very nice. Inside seems to be in good working condition. A little bit of scratching actually on the top. Maybe there's a layer of film here. That's okay. We'll go ahead and remove this bad boy. No, that seems to be packaging. Here we're seeing, maybe if we can focus correctly. Okay. Every little thing is everything. All right. Fuck, I didn't want to have to do this. Every little thing is everything, right? Getting all emotional now, man. You know, sometimes you got to dig deep, guys. That's why we're here. We're here together. Hopefully, you know, the angle's correct on this. I don't want to make sure you're getting the correct view on that. But maybe there's something in here we need to review together. And so it looks pretty good so far. I think we're getting a little bit of a how-to guide action. Okay. I forgot to buy all of the Thunderbolt 4 power delivery attachments, but that's something we're going to have to encounter together here. Okay, power output cable, absolutely essential. Power output adapter, absolutely essential. A little bit of a dongle action maybe here. That's going to come in handy for us, I think. That's going to be needed at some point. And that's really the full boxing contents here, you know. That's really what you're dealing with when you're buying an XPS of this fashion. Let's go ahead and all right, Dell, what the fuck? All right. Go ahead and put some of these action items back. Circle back on these next quarter. The piece de la resistance. Let's go ahead and remove some of this outer layer, maybe. Well, let's just give our initial thoughts, right? It's pretty big. Bigger is better in this country. You get a front and back view. Hopefully we're in correct correspondence here. I do like the exterior. Let's go ahead and take off some of this film. I think there is a, okay, 4-part procedure, like a check stub here. It's like opening your favorite girlfriend, her sweater, the present that she bought for you. And we've unboxed successfully. A little damage check. We seem to be in working condition here. One thing you'll notice, take a look at that. Okay. I want to make sure we do the camera justice here. Okay. Look at that. You know what Dell stands for? Don't exist. Leave. Leave. Now. Dell. And what we're gonna see here, oh sorry guys, we're doing it live. We're doing it live. Don't worry. Let's get some of this out of the way. Let's get up close and personal. And we're gonna go ahead and open. Very clean layout. Okay. Okay. Very clean layout. Can't tell if the trackpad is fucked up. This is something that's been a known issue. The Dell quality control models. Seems pretty good. Let's just take a closer look. Let's take a closer look at this. Yeah. All right. Here you see me in the reflection. That's a good sign. See, we're powered by i9. Okay. Look at the gridiron display. Bezel, interior, a little bit of bump map coordination factors. That's something that we really appreciate. We got a little bit of a dust here. That's going in Dell's review. Keyboard, it's a pretty nice size here. Of course, we don't like the number pad, so we're glad to see that has been removed. As far as powering it on, that's an action item that we're going to take once we figure out the power button system. Maybe it's this button in the corner. Become powered on, maybe. Okay. I don't think that's going to work like that. But you know, let's just take a look at the aesthetics here, right? I'm sorry, I'm blocking the camera with my hand here, but we're doing it live, of course. Now, if we take a look at that bezel, right? That's a bezel that you have to be proud of, I think. You know, I was going to name my son Bezel, not in honor of this Dell, but simply because that's a good name. Other names include Cable, Flag, and Larmond. Those are good names to name your child. Okay. You know, we're going to go ahead and separate this into 2 parts once we get this powered on. But the current review, you know, we've unboxed it. I think we've done that. We've got some smudge on here. Let's go ahead and add a little bit more. But overall, I want to thank you guys for watching this first part, and I hope to see you in the second part once we get there. And we're back, guys. And we're not back for long, of course. We're doing a boot scenario here, just a little, maybe go ahead and focus the camera. There we go. One thing we need to take is just a moment to let this set up. Go ahead and clear some of this action item out of the way. What we see is a region. I think that's something that we like to pick out together. Okay, a nice gesture activity. I get a real-time view of that. Let's go ahead and focus a little bit. Yeah, look at that. Responding in real time. That's a frame-specific activity. Let's go ahead and proceed with the United States, maybe. I think typically we go Scottish Gaelic. We also sometimes do United States Dvorak for left hand. Other times, you know, we feel more Belgian comma. But let's go ahead and start with default setup. You know, we'll probably skip second keyboard for now here. One thing you know, when it comes to Bamdur's box, always gonna connect to Bamdur's box Wi-Fi here. Go ahead and hold while I
figure out the settings on that for a moment here. But as we do that, maybe I'll tell you a story about one time I bought an XPS 17 and I was attempting to connect to it, and I did successfully. And now we can proceed to an important setup to do.
And it's not something I think that we're necessarily proud of.
But rather something that we can do together. And
we should. And I can't say that I'm not impressed by this specific piece here. Now you tell me if you've seen this kind of, look at that reflectivity. We're probably dealing with at least 60 lumens, lux on that. Go ahead and do a power supply. Okay, we're restarting. Absolutely. Okay, focus, of course. On the back side, we see that the back has remained unchanged in this scenario. And again, we're going to take a moment to boot up together here. Now, normally, most people would trim this out of the video, but again, we're doing it raw here, and unfortunately, oh.
Who's that man in the mirror? I don't know, but I want to get a taste of that explicitly.
And we have the reboot in progress here. We have a nice LED backlighting. This is more of an unboxing, but I guess we're going into the review section now. You know, typically it might separate this into two parts, but again, one thing we need to take is oh, hi. The Windows 10 license agreement. Let's go ahead and just walk through this together. Maybe let's go ahead and pick specific sections of the literature that I think are important to review. Multi-use scenarios, I think, yeah, this is probably a good section. So let's just go ahead and talk through this. Multiple versions.
If, when acquiring the software, you provide with multiple versions, such as 32-bit and 64-bit versions, you may install and activate only one of those versions at a time. It's an important thing. And when we're dealing with multiple or pool connections, hardware or software used in multiplex or pool connections will reduce the number of devices or users that access or use the software does not reduce the number of licenses you need. You may not only use what you need to use, given that hardware or software, if you are licensed to use each instance of the software you're using. Okay, actually, apparently we can only use up to 20 other devices here, okay. That's, I don't know if I've ever actually looked at this before, but maybe we'll just go ahead and read this entire thing together. I think most of you care about that specifically. One thing we like to do is Dell's going to pay the arbitration. I can accept that.
Man, who's using this PC? I don't know if we want to do this together. I think this is probably where we want to end this session here. But maybe it's even better. We'll just go ahead and proceed with Bamdur here. Go ahead and proceed. Go ahead and stabilize the setting. Okay.
That's what we're doing. And we're going to go ahead and proceed with Bamdur here, of course. We got a nice haptic touch. All right, looks like
we're dealing with the password scenario. I'd like to share that all with you. I know one thing I believe in is transparency, so that's one thing I'm going to provide feedback on. And like two interlocking arms leading the other to justice, to victory, in the mountains beyond, we wrap up our first unboxing video together. I just really want to thank you guys for coming on that journey with me. You know where to find me. You know how to support me. Smash that like button if you like the damn video. Smash that dislike button if you need to do it. Like and subscribe, of course. I want to see good and healthy conversation in that comment section as usual. Go ahead and support me on Patreon, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.